Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is Jason Hood. I am a guitar player. I've been playing for many years, but I've never really gotten that very serious with it until the last year or two. I'm taking lessons, and I thought one thing that might be good for me as a player and also good for you to help any absolute beginners is to give my perspective on things and maybe help you see things differently. Because I noticed that I see things differently than a lot of things I've been seeing. So, I'm just going to start a series and go with it. If you have questions, comments, leave them. Subscribe if you want to see where my journey is going, because I do have big plans, what I consider big plans in the future. So, but first, I wanted to start out with a video to help people who are watching videos, but they don't really know all of the very basics. Very easy. I say easy, easy to people who've been doing it for a long time, but maybe you don't know. If you've never had a guitar and you're just starting out, you may not even know all the names of the parts of the guitar. So that's one of the things I'm going to do today. I just want to give a little overview of the parts of the guitar first again. This is the head. This is your tuning keys. You know, the strings go around. If you're not tuning your own guitar, or if you're not putting your own strings on, don't worry about it. You'll get there. You got time. The best thing to do when you're first starting out, though, is to have a professional do it to make sure that it's right. You know, until you get the hang of it, there's nothing wrong with that at all. And also to help you out, you can get these little guitar tuners. They're very cheap off Amazon. I do recommend, though, that you go to a music store and you communicate with people. You might even get lessons. I recommend lessons, even if you're doing stuff off YouTube. So, and support your local music stores. Believe me, they need it in this economy. Anyways, enough about that. So, yes, the head, the tuning keys, and here we have, some people call it the fingerboard or the fretboard. And the reason why they call it the fretboard is because these little pieces here are called the frets. Now, these obviously are your strings. This is the neck. The whole thing is considered the neck. So, and on this, you have these little dots, these little markers that tell you where you're at on your guitar. This is the most popular one, is the 12th fret, which is an octave. If you don't know what that means, that's cool. I'm going to make other videos and explain a little bit by little bit. So if you hear some of the words I'm using, like, I don't know what that means, well, you can leave a question in the comments and say, hey, what is that? I'll make a whole video about frets. I don't care. So, but the frets, a little metal thing sticking up, and what they do is they hold the sound, so you have an open string, and this makes a higher pitch. Now, one good thing to remember when you're learning, when you're first starting out, is that when you press down and by the fret, if somebody says it's on the first fret, well, what they really mean is this part before the first fret is where you push down, right there. So if somebody says third fret on the bottom string, it's right there, the third one, right above it. It's because if you put your finger on it, it's going to get a muted sound. So you want to go right behind it, but you do want to get very close to it. I find that you don't have to press as hard if you're very close to it. So that is your frets there. Okay. Then you have the body of the guitar. Plain and simple. I mean, this one is an acoustic guitar. It's an old Alvarez my dad gave me. Your pickguard, it just protects the body. As you pick down, you strum, you hit, that protects it right there. This has a very good technical name. It is called the sound hole. Not making that up. That's the name of it, the sound hole. This is a bridge. These little pegs here hold the strings in on this guitar. Some of them have different designs, but that's not important. This is called the nut. If you ever hear them talking about the nut on the guitar. So, plain and simple, that is the names of some of the basic stuff that you might hear when you're learning on YouTube. But as you're learning, again, you're going to hear people talk about there's numbers for your fingers. You're going to have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And some people, or some books too, will say I for index finger, M for middle finger, R for ring finger, P for pinky. So so you're going to hear that too, but at least you're not totally blind to that now that I've told you. So a lot of finger patterns, when they start to do different things, maybe I'll do a different video on that for your scales and things. Scales is some of you need to learn your very basic scales to understand music theory, and not to get into too complicated with this. I think that might be about all for the video. And again, this is an acoustic guitar. I don't have any, there's no electrical hookups or anything on this guitar, so it's acoustic or box guitar. I do have some electrics here with hookups and things, and maybe I'll make a video about those. Honestly, I'm not too tech savvy as far as getting sound on the YouTube channel. So there you go. This is it. This is the first video. This is the beginning of the beginning. My next video, I'm going to start talking about chords and how to put those together to make songs and to do things. So please like and subscribe. Follow me on my journey. I promise it's not going to be all absolute beginner stuff. I just figure why not start there for anybody who's wanting to start out, and also to help, like I said, reiterate for me what I'm learning. So questions, comments, subscribe, and follow my journey. Thanks again.